Hello YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy JZTV, back with another video. Gonna shoot two quick videos, it's like 3:30, football's going on, but I figured I'd come in here, get my videos going, so I wouldn't have to deal with them for the night. Yeah, obviously we're gonna have an NFL recap on Tuesday, after all the games of the week are done, but for now, today we're gonna be talking about the season opener for season 2 of Ozark, and we're also right now going to be talking about all the music that came out the 15th of September, New Music Friday. What's going on, guys? We're going to first start by talking about the Rod Wave album. Now, it kind of sucks because I didn't really listen to this album that much. I didn't listen to a lot of it, but I listened to the song with 21 Savage. That was pretty good. That gave me a pretty good enough preview. I mean, there's a lot of music this week. I didn't want to listen to a shit ton of it. I mean, I listened to damn near 2 hours of new music this week. But Rod Wave, 21 Savage, I mean, I'm proud of Rod Wave. You've seen on this channel me shitting on Rod Wave before, but honestly, his sound has gotten better to me, so I love it. I love that he's improving. But Diddy dropped a brand new album, the Love album, Off the Grid. Pretty monumental moment for hip-hop. I mean, there's a lot of people, R&B, really, not really hip-hop. But, on this album, you get features from, Busta Rhymes, Fabulous, Jacquees, Sway Lee, Summer Walker, The Weeknd, French Montana, Justin Bieber, Ty Dolla $ign, John Legend, Her, many more. I mean, this is a super iconic record. I would say some of the highlights, Sway Lee had some really dope vocals on Tough Love. French Montana actually had a pretty decent verse on Another One of Me, and obviously, speaking of Another One of Me, you have The Weeknd on that song. In capping off his feature run of his career, people are saying he was retiring, but no, that's just the end of his feature runs as an artist. I think he's still got music coming out, even if he is retiring. What a legendary career for him. He is this generation's Michael Jackson. I'm not going to say he's as good or better or worse than Michael Jackson, but in terms of his impact to the pop world, just the music world in general, just his impact, his fan base, his discography, he is pretty damn legendary if you ask me. So yeah, shout out to him. I don't think this album's great. Justin Bieber was kind of a cool addition on the album on moments. I don't have too much to say. As we get into Sleepy Hollow's new album, actually featured, Doechii, Marshmello, 504, and Lil TJ. I had to listen to this. I'm not a huge Sleepy Hollow fan, and overall I'm not a big drill fan. The beat patterns are super redundant, and I feel like they can get repetitive. But Sleepy Hollow honestly offered a pretty solid project here. The beats are cool. The Anxiety with Doechii was probably one of the better tracks on here. I love the samplings. It is, the beats are, again, repetitive, but the beat selection, the sample selection is really what makes drill beats nowadays, so it's kind of cool to see someone pretty much remix a song with drill. That's a cool element, I will admit that. I don't think I'm a huge Sleepy Hollow fan, and a lot of people have been talking him up, but the least I can say is, hey, it's an okay album. Marshmello being on here twice is really cool. There's a lot of mainstream appeal. Sleepy Hollow obviously already is kind of mainstream, but he's definitely getting his name out there a little more. As we get into Offset's new song, Fan, and with this, he was on Kai Cenat's stream. Pretty big week for Offset. He was seen at Kai Cenat's stream. He was seen at the Colorado game, flaunting this, his shirts for his new album, setting it off, which is dropping, I think, October 13th. I think that's the same exact day. Well, no, Drake's dropping it a week before. I might be doing an edited reaction for that. I'm a pretty big Offset fan. He dropped a music video with this. The song's okay. I do think it's a pretty good concert song. However, I don't really get what makes it that good. I don't know. It's not super catchy. It is what it is. If this is the lead single for the album, I'm not sure how excited I am, but again, it's not terrible. We'll let it slide. Nas dropped Magic 3, and again, with all the music that came out this week, I was only able to really listen to this song with Lil Wayne. I didn't want to listen to 3 hours of music. Please don't blame me in the comments. I'm getting to plenty of other artists' releases and whatnot, so Never Die with Lil Wayne was pretty sick. Lil Wayne had a nice part. I'm assuming the rest of the album went pretty well as well for Mr. Nas here, so yeah, shout out to Nas, Hit Boy. It is kind of getting crazy how many times he's worked with Hit Boy, but I don't mind it. So moving on to Sexy Red and Lil Durk. Obviously, Sexy Red has been making waves in the hip hop industry, and she just keeps doing it, dropping pretty much a remix to Hellcat SRT's pretty iconic song. You get Lil Durk on there, another big artist in hip hop, and what do you get? Yeah, I mean, she's done some really good remixes, with Lil J recently, so shout out to Sexy Red as we get into Killer Mike's little deluxe album for Michael, which is actually a pretty strong album, and an album I definitely need to return to by the end of the year, so I can do my end of the year list. And I mean, on this deluxe, you get T.I., J.I.D., Jacquees, and Young Nudy. Pretty star-studded feature lineup for that. I do like the Young Nudy track maybe a little better, but J.I.D. definitely spazzed on Maynard Vignette, which you can almost expect at this point. J.I.D. is on an insane trajectory. He's had an insane career so far. As we get into Ronnie J's brand new album with XXXTentacion Wiz Khalifa featured on it, I want to say that Emoji Song was out for a while, but I wasn't super familiar with it. I wanted to kind of refresh myself with it, so there you go. Nothing too impressive about it. This is kind of the point in the list where I'm like, okay, these aren't great. There's obviously an elephant in the room that I kind of forgot I put so far down this list, and we will talk about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Ronnie J, Wiz Khalifa, XXXTentacion. Not much to say. Snot drops Cruel World, and he was hyping this up to be like one of the best songs in his discography. I can't all the way disagree, but I feel like it's going to take a little bit for this track to kind of grow on me. It's still not bad, though. He's definitely going for that Suicide Boys sound. He's been hanging out with them, on tour and stuff. But yeah, Tyga, Bops Going Brazy, I guess, is a track he dropped. I mean, a lot of interesting, just club bangers. That's really what Tyga's been known for. Club bangers, interesting sampling. You get me. Not much to say. Vic Mensa dropped off a new album. It was pretty solid featured on here. You get Jay Electronica, you get Common, you get Ant Clemens, you get D Smoke, you get Ty Dolla $ign. Pretty solid. I'm not going to say any track was necessarily great here. Jay Electronica had a good part. I did like Blessings with Ant Clemens. Ant Clemens is a fantastic vocalist. I don't know. This album wasn't super duper impressive. I'm telling you though, this week was star-studded. There was so much releasing. So many releases. As we get to Rex Life Raj, dropping a song with Dame Dollar. Again, we're talking about Dame Dollar again. It's the off season. We're kind of hyping up to get back to the NBA season in less than a month here. So Dame Dollar has decided to kind of drop some music with Rex Life Raj, which I'm not sure who that is, but hey, sounds like a pretty dope song. As we get into the main event of the week, Drake and SZA's new song Slime You Out, which I'm pretty sure is a single for All the Dogs. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. Drake announced that he has a song with Yeet coming out on For All the Dogs. There's been leaks with the likes of Travis Scott. I think we've had Young Thug on a song possibly. Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne are possible rumors to be on the album. You get Bad Bunny, all sorts of different artists that are teased to be on this album. Now we get SZA, who had a pretty nice feature here on this record. Yeah, she did some solid work on this one. Drake did as well. Some people aren't fans of this, but again, some people aren't fans of the singing Drake either, so it is what it is. I can't get too mad about it. Drake dropped a pretty solid track here, probably one of his best singles in a while, so. As we get to Jimbo World and Money Man's new song, Fucking Up, this was pretty sick. I didn't mind this song. I like Jimbo World's cadence. It almost reminds you of like a Kodak Black. I've heard him a couple times. He's dropped some singles, and I've heard about him. But, yeah, I mean, he's pretty solid, man. He's a pretty good artist. As we get to Cash Kid and OGZ Special, not really much to say about this track per se. I mean, most of the rest of the tracks are pretty much the undercard. I know I say that in every video. As we get to RJ Mr. LA, he dropped a track with DJ Drama, so I checked it out. Buckle up. Again, not much to say. DJ Drama's going to put his hands into anything in the hip-hop industry that he can. Not mad at it at all. As we get Country 50K dropping a song with Lil Tyler to close out the week. Lil Tyler's dope. I've been watching this come up for some time now, and I don't think he's necessarily amazing or anything. He's not really revolutionary to anything, but it's cool. He's only like 16, 17 years old, already making millions, already making a name for himself, and it's cool, man. But leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's all for this week in music. This week in music overall was pretty cool. I'm not going to say there's a lot of replay value, but there's a couple tracks I can take from this week that I can call solid, call it a day, move on. yeah. So have a good rest of your day. I'm out. We got to talk about Ozark.